In the early 80s, I was in a band called Vivabeat. Thank you. And we played a lot of shows back then, opening for bands like Depeche Mode, Human League, the B-52s. Great big rooms, adrenaline-smacked nights. That feeling that something was always just about to happen. But in 1983, we were playing a small local show at an arty little club on Santa Monica and Hudson called the Lobster Club. You guys remember that? No big crowd, no industry buzz, just one of those nights that could have inconspicuously just slipped into the everythingness of the 80s. I had recently bought a stack of Chinese opera masks downtown and hung them along the back wall of the stage at Lhasa. I was probably trying my best to tie them to Man from China, Vivabeat's first single from a few years earlier. At the time, it felt entirely intentional, possibly even meaningful, arty. Putting together outfits for shows back then was a big deal. We didn't just get dressed, we constructed pieces from Melrose boutiques, Parachute, our favorite shop, thrift stores, things we'd altered, things we'd found, things we probably shouldn't ever wear, but did anyway. And every outfit was an improvisation, which is why it has always haunted me that the outfit I wore that night at Lhasa was without question the worst thing I ever put on my body and went out in public. I remember later on describing it as bag lady chic. Eastern Bloc washerwoman couture. It was a gray, gauzy, gunny sack of a dress, cinched at the waist in a way that suggested I had completely given up. Nothing. I probably would have never thought about the night again or the ugly dress, except for one small detail. That Lhasa Club gig turned out to be the only Vivabeat performance that was ever videotaped. Oh my God. Portable video recorders were not like much of a thing yet in '83, but our friend Steve Zanioff, who some of you might know, was co-publisher of Slash magazine, and he had this small, fancy, futuristic, or would seem futuristic to us, this futuristic camera. And it came down to test it out, shoot a few songs, some backstage footage, friends milling around. The result was rough. Conceptual, completely unofficial. None of us thought much about it, though. Except I kind of distinctly remember, even then, about being horrified by the thought of immortalizing what I wore. So fast forward several decades. One thing I've learned living in this world is that if you hang around long enough, everything circles back. Sometimes gently, sometimes with the subtlety of a thunderclap. Now this March, Vivabeat's first and only live album is being released. It's called Wild World, and it was built on the only 3 shows we ever recorded. 14 songs, 3 shows, and 1 lifetime ago. And one of those shows was that night at Lhasa Club, caught on video, and the other 2 we recorded on cassette machines. This week, the first single of the new album was released, a live version of Man from China, the song that got Vivabeat signed to a record deal way back in '79, recorded live at Lhasa in '83. For years, those recordings felt totally unusable, too primitive, thin. But now, somehow, the technology exists to pump oxygen into them, to reinflate them, to bring them closer to what we actually sounded like 40 some years ago. Given its existence, we couldn't resist revisiting the video too. It's shaky, it wanders, musician, ceiling, floor. It feels like weird clips of memory, half graphed, drifting. Joel, our videographer and editor, that guy back there, worked with us to shape the video to something new for the release. And watching the video, something really unexpected happened. I didn't just see the band, I saw her, that 20-something behind the keyboards, playing, dancing, singing, so certain of herself, so sure she belonged there, so alive inside that music, wearing without irony the worst outfit I was everywhere on stage. Bags Lady Chic may have been generous, but still there she was. And for a moment, I felt a small zing of recognition, a thread reconnecting, a sly hello across time. It tickles me really, though I do wish someone would invent a way to bottle that reanimating oxygen, because I wouldn't mind inhaling a great big lungful of it myself. Thank you.